Hey, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Joey.
And we're Mom and Pop Real Estate Investor Team, right here in Northwest Georgia.
This Showminar,
a reality show mixed with a seminar,
is dedicated to bridging the gap between what you see on TV and what you'll probably experience in real life. We plan to show you not only how we found the deals, but how we creatively funded them, and then show you the real numbers associated with each.
And when we get through, you'll know.
What's the deal?
All right, the septic tank's been pumped, I see.
We're gonna have to get a landscape guy out here to come.
Yeah, it's muddy.
It's muddy. Well, we gotta get a driveway in too, but.
Yeah.
Hey, wild guess. How many dumpsters do we have?
3?
Try number 4.
Nice.
Yes, that's a lot of stuff. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
We got 4 30-yard dumpsters. That's a lot of stuff.
Well, we had to do a really big demo here.
Big stinky.
Wow. This is great.
Well, the last time we were in here, we had masks all over our face, and we had our muck boots on, and we should have probably had some hazmat suits on. Ashley, so we just walked into this house. You haven't seen it yet. I've already been inside. Tell me about your, and let me say this before you get started. You look so cute with that mask on. I know it is so disgusting in here, but you look so cute with the mask on. All right, go ahead. What is your initial reaction to this place?
I knew it was going to be bad.
How'd you know it was going to be bad?
Well, you told me.
Have you ever heard me say something was bad?
Nothing we bought.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing we bought. So, yeah.
It's pretty bad.
It's very bad.
It's very bad.
It's
okay.
cleaned out and everything, but the smell is so bad. We're wearing these and still like, ugh.
So what do you think we can do to get rid of the smell? You got any ideas?
Hire somebody that has a really strong stomach to come in and pull up all the flooring, and we'll kill the floors and the walls, the ceilings, everything.
What particular kind of kill should we use? Any latex or oil?
Oil.
Definitely oil on this one. All right, latex might seal it a little bit. Oil is really going to put a hurting on this smell. It's also going to seal in anything that may be hiding somewhere, but we've really got to do a really good job of getting this smell gone, or else we're never going to be able to do anything with this place.
Yeah, I can breathe in here now. I mean, it smells like paint. I've never liked the smell of paint, but it smells fabulous.
So this was by far the worst one we've ever done. I mean, like we had to come in and oil-based kills everything from floors to ceilings, everything. So I called you up and I said, Ashley, this place is rough. It was the roughest. It takes
the
the
most
cake.
Disgusting thing I've ever seen.
I wasn't prepared for how truly bad it was. So like I came over here in good shoes. And so whenever I was inside, literally where we're standing right now, the dog urine was so bad that my feet started sliding out from underneath me, kind of like what happens at a public bathroom. I mean, it was just like, wow, I couldn't believe it. So to be able to breathe in here without a mask on or anything like that, that's huge. So oil-based kills all over the walls, killed the smell, killed the floors, and life is a lot better. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A lot better with everything out, right?
It is. It is. It's a blank page.
I think this is going to be a really, really big kitchen for this place.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
All right, well, what's our design plan in here?
I think put everything back in the same setup it was already in. Mm-hmm. So, you know, our sinking cabinet's over here.
Right.
Our stove behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to look good.
Well, I really like that we pulled that pantry out over there because that's going to add that extra amount of cabinet space and countertop space over there. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of cabinets do we go on this? You want to go with the white shakers on it?
I think so.
Everybody's going to love that. I mean, it's really modern, and plus, if it's white, it's going to make it even bigger in here. Mm-hmm. Countertop-wise, do we go with the light one or do we go with the darker one?
Light.
Light?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll open it up.
So our next thing is...
What about that?
What about that? All right, so this is a skylight, and they put these in on mobile homes sometimes, and they become a leak hazard because as they just put a white piece of, or a clear piece of plastic up there, and that clear piece of plastic will start leaking over time as, you know, expansion and contraction as the sun gets on it. And so they put a new roof on this house, and they closed it up from the outside.
So now it's just a hole in the ceiling.
A big hole. So
yeah, we'll have to fix that.
Maybe get the sheetrock man out here, have him pop in a piece of sheetrock, and matching that texture up is going to be fun. It's really, really thick. But hopefully the sheetrock man can work with some miracle, make it go away.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Boy, this looks better in here, don't it?
And it smells so much better. Oh my gosh, do you remember what that toilet looked like that was right there?
Yeah.
I know you want to forget it, but... All right, so let's talk about the layout in here. So everything's gone now except for we kept the stand-up shower. So what's our game plan in here?
Well, I know that we don't want the L shape in here anymore.
Well, I'm just concerned about that because if we have somebody over here and they're brushing their teeth, and then you got somebody over here brushing their teeth, and this one backs into that one, they're going to be like, oop. And then next thing you know, they're squabbling, and we don't want this. This is the master. You want the couple in here to be happy with each other.
Right, so we just want to keep a vanity right here and lighting over it, and then we'll put in your tub, your just regular plain old simple tub, and then we'll put a little vanity right here because we'll have this empty space, this dead space. We'll just put a little countertop right there, you know, with a little mirror over it or something like that.
What do you think about the backsplash? Do we tile that?
I think that would be pretty. I mean we're gonna have to have something back there.
I think so too, because if you're in there and you're soaking and you're splashing up on there, it's going to get on the sheetrock, and that won't be good. So maybe what we can do is then, where this vanity is, we'll build an E-wall there to stop the tub in, put tile around that, and then that will also not only make it feel updated, but that mimics one of the building themes that we see as you get closer to Atlanta, and that'll make this feel less like a mobile home and more like a home, and that'll be better whenever we go to flip. So I've noticed something the whole time we've been over here today.
What?
Your nose has been pink. Why has your nose been pink?
Yeah, it's so cold in here.
It is so cold in here. I'm sorry we did that, but we've been having a really tough time with something. All right, so something that happens in a mobile home is most houses have a split unit. So they'll have an AC outside, and then they'll have a part of the AC that's on the inside. And in this particular one, we've got one that the heat comes from propane. So it's got a propane furnace on it. And I've had an unbelievably difficult time trying to get them to drop a propane tank out here. It turns out you have to have this going. We've got one of the fireplaces over here is a propane fireplace. They want everything functional before they will stick the propane tank out here. The problem with that is the AC guy needs the propane tank out here to check and see if things are functional. So we've got the chicken before the egg type deal. So we haven't been able to have the heat on yet, which is not a bad thing because
the smell was so bad. Cold is better.
And the other thing is on mobile homes, you know, they've got that metal trunk line that runs all the way down the mobile home. And as I've been walking over where the vents are in the floor, they look like litter boxes and ashtrays is what they look like.
They're filled up with junk.
I mean, if we did something like this, that's a good thing. That means it works. But if we'd have turned that on, it'd start blowing air down those trunk lines over all that nast, and I ain't doing it. Yeah.
We're going to have to replace all the ductwork through the house.
All right. It's going to be a little bit difficult the way that mobile homes are done. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to go through where that metal trunk line is and knock a hole down in it, and then put regular ductwork called flex up through that like you would see in a house and hook up to it. So that's a good thing. That'll bypass all that, get rid of the smell, and they'll probably actually make it more efficient, because if you just got a metal box like this and you're running cold air and hot air through that, that's not energy efficient whatsoever. So not only is it going to get rid of the smell, it's going to make the house more efficient.
Well, we need to do that ASAP. It's
ASAP.
cold in here.
I'm on it.
Okay.
Wow, this thing is a mess.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And just imagine Swamp Thing coming up and grabbing a hold of you, or fish in there. Actually, is that a fish right there? No, that's not a fish.
No, it's a leaf.
All right, so this was the determining factor for us on whether or not we kept it or whether we flipped it. So having a pool like this is a no-no for a rental. This would be a total liability hazard. We just don't want that.
Yeah.
Plus, you got this big house. You've got 1.5 acres of land here with this big pool.
That's nice.
That's nice. That's a lot of bang for your buck for what our buyers are going to be getting. That being said, there's a lot of expense factor here. So I talked to the pool man, and he said that best case scenario, $1,200. Worst case scenario is $5,000. So we've got to get this done like first. That way we know how to budget the rest of our money on the inside. Agreed?
Agreed.
All right, on any rehab that you get into, you always need to begin with the end in mind. So what Ashley and I do every time that we come into a house is we walk through and get a real good game plan of what our rehab is going to look like when we're working on it. So on this one, what's our big game plan?
It's a little more than a shave and a haircut, but not as much as a total overhaul.
So for us, a shave and a haircut is always just going to be floor coverings, paint, updated fixtures. This one is more than that. We've got 3 stages. We've got the shave and a haircut, we've got the tune-up, and then we've got the overhaul.
It's pretty close to an overhaul.
It's pretty close. All right, so a tune-up will be everything that you have in a shave and a haircut plus a major system. On this particular house, none of the major systems are affected. We don't have to put a roof on. We don't really have to do anything to the AC other than get the propane tank put in. We are gutting the kitchen, though. We gutted the kitchen and the
bathrooms.
Yeah, so that made it higher up on everything. But whenever we get through with this one, it's going to look beautiful. We're going to have Lakeshore Pecan floors in here. We'll have the shaker cabinets in the kitchen. We'll have great countertops in there. The master bathroom's going to be a die for, isn't it?
Yes.
This is going to be a fantastic house that's really, really going to make somebody a really good home. A lot of investors are intimidated by mobile homes, and it's been my experience. It's because most of them don't understand. Mobile homes are a little bit different than houses. For one, they take and they build them inside of a factory, and then they ship them out to wherever they're going to sit. And they legitimately have tongues on one side of them. The other side of it will have an axle with wheels underneath it. So when I say it's a mobile home, it really is a mobile home. When you're doing a rehab on a mobile home, though, there are things that you need to take into consideration. So, for instance, doors are different sizes in mobile homes, and they aren't normally like what you see in a house where they have a split frame that comes together, 6-panel, and that you can just open and close. Most of the time, they're just mounted to the wall like this right here. Other thing is, depending on whether or not you have a single wide or a double wide, you may have some other issues that you have to compensate for. So on this one, we have a double wide. And when I say double wide, it means that we have one side of it is the exact size of a single wide, and the other side is the exact size of a single wide. You put it together, and you've got double wide. When they go to put the two sides together, there is a seam that runs down the entire length of the house. That seam then has to be bolted together and leveled in order to stay right. So as you're working on the house and taking things out, it's kind of cool because none of the walls inside are load bearing, and you can legitimately rearrange a mobile home however you want to. The only thing that's load bearing are the exterior walls. So that's a really cool thing. Now, we had an issue happen on this particular house. We had a demo man come out, do the demo on the house that apparently didn't know about mobile homes. The electrical is a little bit different. If you can see this, this is a mobile home outlet. See how the plate is built into it? they don't actually take electrical boxes and nail them into the sides of studs on mobile homes. They have these little ears back here, if you can see that you stick in the wall, the wires go into it, you tighten up the screw and it comes in and it wedges the outlet into the sheetrock. So what happened is the guy that we had doing the demo didn't know that how to take one of these out right. We had some wainscoting here and he just pulled it off, and when he pulled it off, it broke the sheetrock, right? That can be a big expense if you go around pulling things off and it breaks all the sheetrock around it, because then you've either got to remud it or you may have to move the boxes depending. On these, we're gonna have to redo the boxes throughout most of the living area and in the dining area because it got messed up as bad as it did. We'll probably go ahead and do all of them just so that it looks like house outlets throughout the entire thing. But that's just one of those things that you need to know going into a mobile home. There are going to be some things that are quirky. There's going to be some things that are different. Another thing that just popped into my head is shower valves and sink valves and things like that. They're done differently. It's not like a house. So like a shower valve, most of the time in a house, it's mounted to a stud and it just sticks through the wall. On a mobile home, they're screwed to the shower. So like up on the shower wall, it's just screwed to that. And so if you're not careful, they can break. Nothing to be scared of. Just know that when you're working on one of these, there's going to be little things that you need to compensate for. All right, y'all, this is something really cool because this came from one of the properties that we're working on today. Y'all ready to see it?
They're very big, aren't they?
All right, you ready?
Goodness gracious! What the heck, man?
All right, that's one of them.
Can I carry one? Mom,
That thing has webbed feet.
Oreo, you hold this for me. Can I?
Oh, there's the other one.
Can I? Can I?
Uh-oh. Seth, what do you have?
A frog, a big one.
It's a big old frog.
Now don't throw it. Just set it down in the water, okay?
There they go. Yay! Check it out.
It's beautiful.
And that porch just looks awesome.
Clean.
New coat of paint does wonders. Can't wait to see the inside. You know, a gentleman knows which side of the steps to walk on, right?
Which side of the steps? Wow.
Wow.
It's so beautiful.
Love it. man, this doesn't look like anything whenever we came in to begin with. This looks nothing like that.
This looks like a brand new, beautiful home.
We're done.
We're done.
Oh man, are we done. And we've got a wonderful pool.
It's beautiful.
What do you think
I love
about it?
I love it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
It really is.
Do you remember what it looked like before?
Yeah. I remember it was really, really nasty.
It
was
wasn't just
really, really
nasty.
disgusting.
We thought Swamp Thing lived in this thing.
It did.
Swamp Thing's not what lived in it.
No, but
We found some ginormous, huge bullfrogs. Do you remember how big the tadpoles were?
yes, they were like that big. The
Yes.
heads of them were like that big.
I'd never seen anything. I literally thought that those things floating around in there were some type of fish. I didn't realize that was a tadpole.
I'd never seen anything that big. I had never seen anything like that.
Speaking of big, let's talk about how big this pool rehab turned out for us. So to begin with, what was our initial cost assessment of this?
We thought it was going to be $1,300.
Oh, well, that was the best case scenario.
Right,
So they
best case
could drain it and clean it for $1,300. We found out that to backfill it was going to be like $3,000, and then a worst case scenario, if they had to do the liner, was going to be $5,000.
Right. And we thought that if we were going to have to pay $3,000 to fill in the pool, we might as well pay $5,000 to fix it up.
Yeah, totally. And matter of fact, with that whole mindset was one of the reasons why we decided to flip this house as opposed to keeping it, because this would have been a great rental, but this right here, that's not good for a rental property. This is a whole bunch of liability, and that's just something that we couldn't afford.
Right.
But it didn't cost $5,000.
No.
How much did it cost?
It cost $9,000.
$9,000. So that was an expense that we weren't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom of this pool was not done correctly. They had to come back in and vermiculite it.
Vermiculite.
Vermiculite. That doesn't even, that sounds like some sort of planet that would be next to Krypton or something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a real thing, but they had to come through, re-vermiculite the bottom. We had to get a new pool light put in. $9,000 were into this thing. And from what we could tell, after we got it under contract, it only raised the value $10,000.
Yeah.
So, we gonna do a pool again?
Probably not.
Probably not. It would definitely have to be on a different property and be in better shape than this, definitely.
Yeah, it would.
So, thinking about everything on the inside, what did we start out with? What are we into now?
What did we start out with?
Yeah, rehab-wise, what was our projected numbers?
We were hoping to be into this rehab for around $45,000.
Well, we had it set at 40, so we bought this thing for $12,500, and we thought we were going to be in for 40. All right, so that
Right.
would have put us all in at $52,500. All right, we were comfortable with that. Last I checked, we're all in for 60.
Yeah.
All up in that pool. All up in the pool.
We'd only be about 10 grand off, I guess, if we hadn't had the pool.
Yeah, and I believe that this thing just barely paid for itself. So it is what it is. And now the kicker is, we've already got this thing under contract. Our buyers aren't super excited about having a pool.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like, why? Why did we do this pool?
Right? So, great learning lesson. I like I said, I think in the future we will decide not to do the pool, because I saw some really cool pictures online about how they fill them in and make it look like a garden out here.
They're pretty.
They're real pretty.
That's what we're going to do next time.
Let's definitely, let's do that next time. And now it's time to talk about
What's the deal?
So what we're going to tell you about is how we found it, how we funded it, and then how we figured out what the heck we were going to do with it. So Ashley, how did we find this house?
We got it from a wholesaler.
All right, so a wholesaler is an investor that goes around trying to find deals, and they may not have the working capital yet to be able to purchase it themselves. They then find a rehabber like us, say, hey, I'll sell it to you for this. We pay them a fee, and then we have the house. So how did we fund it?
Private money.
A private money lender is an individual that has either money working in an IRA or some sort of savings account, and they fund investors like us, and we come out, use their money, fix the house up, and then we pay them a return on their money. How in the world did we come up with what we were going to do with this house?
Well, at first we thought it was going to be a really great rental. All our land home deals are really great rentals, but
What's a land home deal?
where you've got a mobile home on a piece of land. Some amount, half an acre, 2 acres, something like that.
And that differs from what? One on a rented lot, right?
Right.
Okay.
But we've got this pool in the back. So that's a liability with a rental. And we thought we can either fill it in with dirt and maybe rent this place out, or we can fix the pool and flip this house.
At the price that we got it at, it was advantageous for us to go ahead and flip the house. We could have kept it as a rental. If y'all remember, we bought this thing for $12,500. That's $12,500. That's a screaming deal. Huge rehab though, either way. So we had to figure out whether or not we wanted to keep it or whether we were going to sell it. And like Ashley said, having a pool in the back means we do not want to keep something like that. So we got it all fixed up. We've got it under contract. Woo! And we're supposed to close on it tomorrow. So what we'd like to do is we also want to go through real live numbers with you. So what was our purchase price?
$12,000.
12,000. We got 12,500, right?
Yes.
12,500. Okay. What was our original rehab estimate?
40 grand.
40 grand. Okay. We ran into some problems with the pool. And so, well, I don't know if there were problems. It was just, it cost a whole lot more. All told, so 12.5 plus the 40, we're thinking 52.5. We're all in for around 60. We got the thing under contract for 99.9. That sounds like a screaming deal, right? So you would think 99.9, let's do 100,000, make it easy. 100,000 minus 60,000, that means 40,000 in profit, right?
Yeah.
No. You got to calculate your closing cost in it. So we've got to pay our realtor to sell the house. We're even going to give some money to the buyers to be able to purchase the house from us. That's called closing costs. All told, we got about $11,000 tied up in just selling the house. So that takes our $40,000 profit down to like a $29,000 profit.
$39,000.
I can't add, can I? No, it's 29. 40 minus 11 is 29. Totally.
Yeah, it is.
She can't add either. Either way, we got the cameraman back there going, we should have calculated this before we started. Either way, we now have 29,000. 29,000, still a screaming deal, right?
Still a screaming deal.
We haven't got into taxes yet. Taxes are going to be totally based off of what kind of business you do. So the reason why we're telling you this is you can have 11% of your purchase price is definitely going to go to the closing cost. That's going to be realtor, that's going to be closing costs, anything to do with that. Then you're going to have to factor in what your tax bracket's going to be. About half of that is going to get paid to the government some sort of fashion. So just know, when you look at this big number, you're like, $40,000, yes! You don't get to pocket most of that. What do you think about this?
It's a beautiful rehab, Joey.
Isn't this such a great house?
It's beautiful.
I mean, do you remember what the kitchen looked like beforehand?
Yeah, it was rats and bugs.
But we had bugs? Do we really have bugs? You sure about that?
Yep, remnants of them everywhere.
That's right, I remember that. But the exterminator came in and said, I don't understand. I see the remnants of bugs everywhere, but they couldn't find any bugs, and we never saw any.
It stank too bad.
He just said there was remnants of them.
Yeah,
Which is
stank
good.
too bad. It stank too bad even for the bugs.
You're probably right. All right, Ashley, so talking about that ceiling thing, we've got to do something right here to get this stuff out. Ah! Ooh! That is a massive amount of rat poo. Oh man, but yeah, I love this thing. I love the floors in here. The open concept is amazing. So I mean, like, you've got this huge area over there that you can just make it into whatever you want to.
The master bath.
Oh yeah, right?
I mean, whoa.
Like, whoa.
Like, whoa.
So we did away with that nasty, ginormous jacuzzi tub it wasn't a jacuzzi tub, it was just a, what do you call those things? Garden tubs.
Garden tubs.
Yeah, with the carpets around, you remember that?
Oh, gosh. And the toilet.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But now it looks great, right? Everything's clean in there. We got brushed nickel everything. We got his and her sinks. I love that tub. I mean, the soaker tub that's in
So
there
pretty.
now. I think I could fit in it. I haven't tried, but I think I could fit in it. They don't make tubs for big dudes. I can't be more pleased with the way this thing turned out. This thing is just awesome. And we can't forget the pool.
The pool is beautiful out there.
Uh-huh.
And crystal clear.
Don't lie, you've been in it.
A lot.
A lot? Yeah, I know you have. I was out here with you. It's been good times, though. I loved it. All right, well, what do you think about the kitchen?
The kitchen is great. It's got more appliances than we normally put in it.
You notice that, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, there's a reason for that. So this house, not only was it a double wide that we had to learn a whole lot of things with, This was also a VA purchaser. So the person that's buying the house is a veteran. And when you go through the VA program in order to purchase a house, it's a little bit different than other mortgage programs. And so we've learned a lot via that. But when we learned that we were getting a veteran that was going to be buying the house, we learned a whole lot about him. So for instance, he did 3 tours overseas. And while he was over there, he got hurt real bad, and legitimately part of him is still over there. So he's not an amputee or anything, but he still has parts of his insides that were left overseas. And when I heard that, I was just like, wow, that guy served us like that. That is just amazing. So to say thank you, we did a little bit extra. So we caught wind that they were worried about being able to get a refrigerator. So we got them a brand new refrigerator, which we don't normally do.
Right.
And we got them a washer and dryer. That's going to be awesome, isn't it?
It makes me feel good.
Makes this job worth it, doesn't it?